All right, today we're going to be resizing these Hornady 308 wind match. Got 50 of them. Purchased these the other day. Be using Hornady case lube and the custom grade dies by Hornady, and a Hornady shell holder number 1. I'm sure everyone's seen my last 2 videos. We talked about cleaning the dies. So the dies have been cleaned, and we're going to full length size these cases. Now we will not need the auto index on the turret, so we're just going to take the rod out and keep it in manual mode. Alright, so it's important you go ahead on a new die set, especially on these Hornadys, you set your decapping pin. So about, I don't know, 3, maybe a 1/4 of an inch down below it should be good enough. You don't want that plunger or expander too far down, because you'll mess up your die. So we're not having to decap right now, so I'm not too terribly concerned. I just want to make sure that my expander is not too low. It's very important. So to do this, you just raise the ram all the way to the top. Like I said, we're going to full length resize, so we want to turn the die all the way down till it just touches the shell holder. Okay. Once it touches the shell holder, you can lock in position, and I'll tighten that set screw just a little bit so we don't have a whole lot of movement. Then I'm going to back out that decapping pin and tighten the top. This is a 1/2 inch wrench here. Okay, that should be good. Doesn't have to be too tight. So this is full length resize, so we're going all the way down. We're not trying to, adjust or bump on the shoulder or anything like that. We're going to full length resize because we're going to do a first firing first, kind of a case forming on these. We're just getting them prepped, basically. Alright, let's get to it. A little case lube. If we don't, we have a stuck case, and that is not good. So first time I've used this lube, feels an awful lot like mink oil. I think that's what it is. So let's put some on our finger, around it, get just a little bit in the case mouth. It should be good. Actually smells like mink oil too. I'm thinking that's probably what it is. Still got some on my hands. Run it over. Sizing super easy, so this should go pretty fast. Kind of excited about this new rifle. That lube's not too bad. It's good and slick. Doesn't feel like it takes a whole lot. Of course, if you put too much, you're going to have hydraulic dents on it. Of course, I'll wipe them off later. It is slick. I guess this is kind of a boring video. I don't even know why I shot this. I guess we can call it die setup, right? I don't know. I'm just gonna call it resizing new brass, I guess. So just make sure you get good lube on there. Hit a little bit down in that neck. We should have enough on the expander now. It should last us a while. And rarely do you get a problem where the expander is the one, the problem catching the case, having to get stuck. Mostly it's where the case has no lubrication. You're going in there, and especially after once fired brass or, fired brass period, you go in there, you don't have any lube on it, so there's no air. The case goes in, it's pushing. There's always a little flex to that brass. And you go to pull it out, and man, it's a booger to get out. It is a booger. So my hope is I never have to remove a stuck case from these dies. The only time I've had a stuck case was resizing blackout. And I didn't have enough lube. I just didn't. And it got stuck. I got it out. I've become a master at getting them out of blackout. So I may do a video on that, removing a stuck case 300 blackout. I think that'd be a good video. So I'm looking forward to getting these ready, get some loaded up, and just doing some general purpose test fires. I'm probably not going to use that those boat tail hollow points for my first rounds. I've got some 150 grain or 55 grain full metal jackets that I'll probably load up just to get a baseline on how this rifle shoots, and maybe use those to do the initial sighting of that scope at 100 yards. And then when I start working on my my actual load, working up a load. That's a little catchy there. I'll use those boat tail hollow points. But originally, like I said, I bought those for the 300 black. This lube's not bad. Does it smell bad? May put a little bit more on the inside of that neck and get that expander a little bit more. Feels like it might be catching a little bit. That felt better. So always feel your press. You wanna know what it's doing. It's kind of like driving a car. A lot of times I can drive my car, and the way it rides, I can tell if something's tearing up or getting ready to break or fail. And it's the same thing with reloading ammo. If you feel something that doesn't feel natural, stop. Think about what it is. Look at it. Don't just keep pulling the arm. You definitely don't want to do that. Because you will have major problems. So I'm just getting a wipe off my, right out of the can, the case lube, and just spinning. I'm getting the shoulder first, coming down the case, just like so, and then just taking and just hitting it right up around that neck. That puts a little bit in there for that expander. They're going in there like butter. Of course, it is new brass. I think this is mink oil. I don't know, anybody know what the Hornady unique case of lube's made out of? If you do, post it in the comments. I'd like to know. See, give me a little drink. And like I said, you don't need a whole big glob of lube on here. Just a little bit. If you get too much, you're going to have problems. Every once in a while, I'll look. I'll check my dye, make sure it's still fully engaging, and that we haven't backed out any. We're looking good. You want to make sure everything's consistent. Consistency to me is the key to loading. You know, because if you're not consistent, why even load? Yeah, I think I may like this lube. And then every once in a while, get your little rag, just kind of wipe your hands off, because it'll start spreading all over your hands. It's kind of like if you're packing a wheel bearing, you know, grease gets everywhere. So kind of the same thing. And these cases are probably a little dirty too, just from going through the manufacturing process. So that'll keep us from getting our lube all contaminated up too. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this lube. I tell you what, I do enjoy this press. It is it's quite nice. It's new to me. Well, it's a brand new press, so I just bought it. I got this press for $100. I know, right? Let me hit that one twice. Of course, I'll wipe these off later. I'm not going to leave the lube on there. We're going to go through, we're going to measure, we're going to check the primer pockets. And then we're going to trim if necessary. Man, I can't wait to get something loaded. Of course, it'll probably be a week or two before I can shoot, so that's the bad thing. I can always find a little time to load, but man, sometimes it's tough to find in that time to unload. Plan on loading these with I'm probably going to use tack, ramshot tack. I've got a little bit of it, and I originally bought the tack for the 6.5 Grendel, but Western Powders has data for the tack. Not sure how well it's going to work, because it's looking like the case is not going to be a complete fill. So it looks like it could be, I can't remember exactly what it said, 91% case capacity. Not what I like to see. We'll see how it goes. That may be my go-to powder. I may have to change to another powder. We'll see. But I think it said 91. Almost done. I tell you what, I'll be shocked if I got an extra one in here. That would be pretty cool. I did I did do a weight comparison and grains on these cases. Kind of not shocked with it, but not terribly impressed with it. Of course, you can't be dead on. I mean, there's going to be some variation, but we'll see how they measure up, and we'll check the primer pockets and all that, and see if we need to trim any. And then after all that's said and done, I'll probably throw a video trying to compile all that, put it all in one video, and then I'll reserve my thoughts on this brass until I'm gonna wipe that one off because I dropped it. I'll reserve my opinion on this brass until after I shoot it a few rounds. I'm not just going to jump to like I'm not satisfied, because I think I will be. But I'll be honest with you, if the Lapua would have been labeled at the store at Cabela's for what they had advertised on the online, I'd probably be going through 100 cases right now. I probably would. Well, at least 50, not necessarily 100. I would have saved those other 50 for converting. So we have exactly 50 rounds here. So no extras. Which that's okay. We paid for 50, right? Not 51. Alright, there's 50 freshly sized cases. With mink oil. No, I don't know. I'm just joking. It may not be mink oil. But we got them sized. I was noticing yesterday they had, I thought I seen some dents around the mouth. Maybe I was being a little bit too picky. I can't be picky, especially when I had to spend money, right? But hey, I'm not having to go through and clean them off range brass. And I know they're all from one lot, so that's a plus. I'm just wishing that when I bought them, they said match on them. I think that would be cool. If they would have had match listed on the head stamp, I think that would have been pretty cool. These just say Hornady 308 win. That's okay though. That's all right. All right, so I guess that's it. I'm gonna go through. I'm going to see how the primer pockets stack up. Gonna do some measuring, all that cool stuff. May do a video on that and compile that at the end, but just thought I'd do a sizing. That's basically general setup of sizing die on the Hornady. Full length size. Exactly what that is. Alright. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. I'm just getting started, so not sure what everybody likes, what they want to see and all that. So give me some suggestions and feedback. See you guys.